On the 5th day of Christmas, yours truly gives to you roasted chicken with pan gravy. Alright you guys, let's do this. First things first, you're gonna need a whole chicken weighing about 1.3 to 1.5 kilos. And by my observation, this is the ideal weight if you want to feed about 6 to 8 heads. Now let's get to work on seasoning this chicken. This right here is a mix of salt, black pepper, garlic powder, cayenne, paprika, sage, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. Now, before you add this to the chicken, what you'll want to do first is douse the chicken with melted butter. Now, add the dry rub and mix it really well. And by that I mean really well. Some people tend to forget to season the cavity, and let me tell you this is really crucial when it comes to developing the flavor. Flip the chicken over and repeat the same procedure. Also, be sure to season the chicken breasts. Get your fingers in between the skin and the chicken breast and just apply the rub. This is the part of the chicken that tends to be bland, so this is really important. And this is what I mean by season it really well. Anyhow, that is done. Now let's move on with the stuffing. Garlic cloves into the chicken's cavity and also underneath the skin of the chicken breasts. Next, onions. You can use white onions, yellow onions, but for this video I'll be using red onions. Once that is done, carrots in. And now at this point, spread around your onions and carrots. Also, chop up some potatoes and toss it right in. That way, in one go, you'll have baked potatoes and chicken. Now, with the leftover marinade, spoon it over the veggies. And with a paper towel, be sure to wipe the sides. Now, this part is optional. With the aid of a butcher's twine, tie up one drumstick of the chicken and attach it to the other. A simple knot will suffice. The only reason why we're doing this is so that the stuffing won't come out during the cooking process. Once you have something that looks like this, you're good to go. Pop this in the oven for 1 hour and 30 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, be sure to wrap the chicken with aluminum foil. And go. Now, while the chicken's cooking, let's get to work on that brown sauce. Choice of fat in and flour in. Mix everything together, and what you want to do here is to cook the flour. If you guys watched my previous video, this right here is what you call a roux. Now, there are different shades of roux or different colors of roux, and since we're making a brown sauce, we're gonna want to brown this a bit. And once you get something like this, you're good. Up next is your choice of liquid, and all I did here was dissolve some chicken broth cube with water, and that'll serve as my stock. Now, with the whisk, you'll want to give this a good round of whisking, and what you want is a lump-free sauce. Once that is done, let this simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes later, set the sauce aside, and we will get back to that. For now, let's check on the chicken. 1 hour and 30 minutes has passed, and this right here is done. And as you can see, the fat and juices, they're still bubbling. So when the chicken is this hot, it would be wise to let it cool off for about 10 minutes. So to pass the time, let's get back on that sauce. Gather all the juices from earlier and add it right into the gravy. Mix it really well and let it simmer again for another 10 minutes or so, or until the sauce thickens. At that point, your brown sauce or gravy is done. And with that said, ladies and gents, your chicken for Noche Buena is ready. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be flashing the recipe right about now. And stay tuned for the 6th day of Christmas video. Cheers.